Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Sound. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's try this thing. Okay, hey guys. I really apologize for the problems I've been having with this Hangout. Probably lost 100 subscribers doing these Hangout videos because Google is having some massive issues with everybody that's doing the live stream. So I think I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it looks like there were too many people that were trying to get on this live stream last night, and they basically crashed the servers. So I was trying to get on last night, and I tried linking up multiple times. Well, I didn't realize that every time I got on, my subscribers were actually getting a notification in their inbox. So it looks like I've officially spammed all my subscribers about like 10 videos. If you guys know how many I actually bombed you guys with into your inbox. Yeah, it is live, Patriotic Front. So just to let you know, this is live. I'm going to go get a little glass of juice and some breakfast in just a minute here. But everyone's telling I must have lost like 100 subscribers yesterday. Hopefully I get them back. It looks like I just by doing by signing up multiple times to Google Hangout yesterday, which was on fire. I mean, I can't believe Google's servers crashed. Basically, they were just crashing because of the this new live stream product that they put out. So right now, it's just a couple of you guys in here, and that's usually what happens at first. But you know, this is live, so I don't know how to. Yes, this is live. This is a live video. I'm just going to get some juice. Yeah, right now there's about 10 people in here. There should be my video Hangouts have been averaging about 20, 30, 40 people. So just hang tight. I don't know how many people are actually going to join in because I basically spammed everybody's inbox yesterday. Are you a dual citizen in the Philippines? Show an option for you in case. Dual citizenship is a difficult topic. There's a lot of people that have dual citizenship, but if you actually look at United States law, I think it prevents it, from what my understanding is. So you have to be real careful when you talk about dual citizenship. There's people online I know that I've seen that have posted passports that have shown that they're from different nationalities. You got to be real careful because, you know, if authorities find out that you're dual citizenship, I've heard that it actually can get you in trouble. So, you know, people, it doesn't matter. You don't need to be a dual citizen to travel and to live overseas. You can live in the Philippines pretty much indefinitely, not have that many problems. If you go to places like Thailand, I've heard you have to leave the country and then come back in. isn't that big of a deal. But, you know, where you're going to have your visa problems is in more first world countries like Europe and stuff. Google Plus. I have to get you guys familiar with my Google Plus account. My Google Plus account is actually going to be worth something if I can use this video streaming on it, because I really haven't been encouraging anybody to join it. But my Google Plus account is George Heminger, so you guys want to figure it out, you know, go to my Google Plus account. So anyways, I'm going to get something to drink, guys, and hold on, and I'll just hang out with you. Got up and you were here on G4T. Did I miss anything? Captain Slappy, good morning. No, man, you didn't miss anything. Hey, tell me this, Captain Slappy. How many how many Hangout video notifications did you get last night in your inbox? Because it looks like Google allowed me to spam you guys like 10 notifications of blank videos. Okay, well, hold on, guys. Here's what I'm gonna do. In about 10 or 20 minutes, I'm gonna get excited about these live sessions, and then after a while, I don't know, I kind of get tired of them. It might be different with Google Hangout. It just kept repeating that you were live. Oh my God, live. So what was your feelings though after that function? So if anyone causes problems, I have to actually kick them out myself. And so if you guys can help me in the comment section, at least, you know, whatever, if someone asks a question and I'm not here. No, oh my God, it's zombie apocalypse. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Okay, hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Anyways, this is my first shot at live streaming, true live streaming in the morning, and this is what I drank in the morning. These are called calamansis. They look like little tiny oranges, but they're actually very sour, kind of like a lime and an orange mixed together. I actually met a guy that works on trimming trees, and he's never even heard of these before. He thought they were kumquats, but they're not kumquats. They're different. They're calamansis, and Filipinos use them in their dishes, pancit dishes, their noodle dishes. They use them, mix them with soy sauce, and it's an accompaniment to a lot of dishes that we eat. And sometimes I have green tea. A lot of times I have coffee. Not because I literally desire it, but this is something healthy and simple that I like to eat. And well, the last month I've been skipping breakfast and eating a late lunch. And I don't know how healthy that is, but it's helped me drop below 200 pounds. So, anyways, that's been my main focus the last few months, and maybe that's one of the reasons my YouTube channel suffered. I've been really focusing on my weight, on my my weight loss. Hey, DG Grooveline, how are you doing, man? You like ballots? Nah, I don't really eat that stuff, man. If you guys don't know what ballots is, it's a type of Filipinos eat the fertilized egg of a chicken. And sometimes they age it. There's different things. So I've seen beautiful women in the train all of a sudden open an egg, and inside of it's this brown baby chick, and they're biting the head off of it. To me, they got pretty unattractive pretty quickly. Okay. So anyways, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to kind of talk about some of the local items that are happening here on the West Coast. And the goal of this live stream, I can see, I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me what the goal of it is, but I notice when I'm on live stream, it's a little bit more lighthearted, and I maybe joke around a little bit more. I'm a little bit more relaxed. But the problem is when YouTube records the video and then I put it on my main channel, I think the videos are going to run kind of long. So I'm thinking maybe the first 10 minutes I'll really try to be like on point, hard point, news, commentary, and then after that we'll devolve into a Q&A and kind of relax from there. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Is that what's your input or commentary on how I should be using this live stream stuff? Oh man, I must be dehydrated or something. It's actually both Arizona Adventures. I'm kind of like in the, right now you asked if this is YouTube Live or Google Hangouts. It's Google Hangouts, but there's a notification in the Google Hangouts to my YouTube audience, which you guys should have seen yesterday. Last night, I looked like unwittingly I spammed you guys like 10 times into your email boxes on YouTube. But what happened is what they're allowing, I must be like in between because I'm not an official live account, but when I do go into my Google Hangout, they give me an option to push it through to my YouTube channel. So I believe on my front page of YouTube, maybe you guys can confirm, this is going live on the front page. So, and I think live video is kind of something different. I mean, but it's been available on Ustream and Blog TV for a long time. I just think it's kind of different in the fact that it's on Google. Live stream is for boobs. Look, I don't know what you're saying there. This is a new thing. Okay. So anyways, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into some news, commentary, nothing fabulous. I just happened to pick up the paper yesterday, our local press enterprise, so I happened to be up on the local news for today. But usually, I don't read the paper at all. I get my news primarily from Business Insider, I get it from Reddit, and I belong to a couple subreddits on bicycling, economy, economics, diet, a lot of diet, paleo stuff, now vegetarian, raw food stuff. So pretty much what I get my news is through kind of like feeds from other people on forums. That's the only way I get my news. I don't go to Yahoo, or I don't go to Google News, and I sure as hell don't turn on the TV. So most of my news is either you know what's really cool about having a YouTube account that you guys don't understand? Is a lot of people send me news. I mean, before they jacked up the PM, the personal messaging aspect of YouTube, I used to be able to get all sorts of new items suggested by my subs, but they, you know, I gotta get it where some of the comments just don't take me off of my mindset. That's one of the main challenges. Is if I get a comment that's like out there a little bit, it takes me off my thing. So what was I talking about? I just totally forgot. "12 dead, 50 injured. Aurora shooting." I don't know. I mean, I don't really pay attention to those shooting reports. Where's Aurora? I don't even know what city that is, unless it's close to home. Okay, guys. So here we go. Let's get into this. 9:36 a.m. Pacific time, and we're going to just talk about some things I've been reading about in the paper. Bernanke urges action on the budget. From the little that I've been hearing from the Federal Reserve, it sure as hell looks to me like they're out of bullets, because I mean, we're interest rates right now, they're at historic lows. We're still having massive unemployment. We're still having massive slowdown in manufacturing. I mean, everything I've been reading is saying that the U.S. is the best horse in the glue factory. So right now, I think the fact that I think the main thing that's keeping us up is our military. So right now, any news with the Federal Reserve, it kind of bores me. Okay, let's go. Story right here. Study finds water impurities in my area. Not that this was going to apply to you guys all over the country, but there's a lot of people, including my wife and beyond, that are dealing with thyroid issues, rheumatoid arthritis. My buddy who's 27 has cancer, and I think I found the reason why. There is high concentrations of perchlorate, an ingredient of fireworks and rocket fuel, in this area. And they found moderate levels in 53% of the aquifer system here, Southern California, Riverside County, San Bernardino County. So this perchlorate is manufactured by big defense companies like Goodrich. It was defense companies and companies like Pyro Spectaculars, Rialto Fireworks, Trojan Fireworks, and the San Bernardino County itself. So that's one thing I just have been reading about that is getting me very depressed about drinking the water here. And from what I understand, my wife did drink the water when she was a kid. She moved here when she was like 8 years old. And they all drank tap water. I mean, we were all drinking the tap water in the 80s and the 90s, and that's when this shit was going down. And this perchlorate has the contamination involves trichloroethylene, a solvent known as TCE, and this has been linked to thyroid problems. So here's the thing: they're going through this big lawsuit that's been dragging 10 years to clean this stuff up, apparently. But where's Aaron Brockovich here? And where is the class action lawsuit for the health things? I mean, I've been dealing with this crap with my wife for the last 5 years, trying to help her get over thyroid. She's been through so many treatments. My cousin who moved to Washington D.C., she lived in this area. They actually had to take her thyroid out. And these are people in their 20s, guys, and early 30s. These are people dying of cancer in their late 20s. I mean, not dying, but getting cancer. So, I mean, this type of crap is actually going on. I mean, But you can't say it's like everywhere like that, because different areas have different aquifers. Like if you're in Lake Elsinore, you actually have a good aquifer you're dragging your water from. The article is, if you look up perchlorate, Perchlorate, you probably find it. And this stuff is coming out, but it's been out there. I just haven't been paying attention to it. That's the weird thing about it. You know, and what is it? Is it ingesting the perchlorate in the water? Is that the stuff that's going to hurt you? Or is it, you know, when you take a bath in it, take a shower in it? I mean, how much is going to actually hurt you? How much is going to... So, we'll move on from that story. So that's one story, man. Can you believe it? And even though it's on the front page, it's just people. It's like looking at the devil himself staring you right in the face. It's almost like it's cognitive dissonance because people just don't want to look at it. Okay, next story right here. DEA raids medical pot shop again. Here's what's happening in Southern California, especially over the last 6 months to a year, last couple of years. We've had a lot of people start marijuana cooperatives. DJ Grooveline can contest it. Could confirm this. What happens is they're taking a lot of these retail locations in California that are not being rented, and they are putting medical marijuana in it, cannabis. And so what's happened here in California is medical marijuana has gone mainstream, more than mainstream. I mean, probably 50 to 60% of my friends that I didn't know they were smoking weed are now smoking weed. And because everybody has a medical problem that can be helped by it. Now I don't do it because for me it tends to make me lazy. But it does help with anxiety, it does help with shoulder pain, it does help with lower back pain, it helps with common ailments. But here's what's happening, is someone will start a cooperative and actually become successful. Most of these guys are successful. And then the federal government, which we have a DEA office here locally in Riverside, it's totally unmarked, it's like a 3-story building. And the only reason I knew it was a DEA building is because I went and knocked on the door and I go, what is this building downtown? And they said, excuse me, sir, you're at a DEA office. So these DEA offices are like totally, there's no signing at all. They're super secretive, and now I know why. What they do is they go into these marijuana cooperatives periodically, and they just seize the marijuana. In this particular case, it was 313 plants, and looks like 15 pounds of processed marijuana, and then 67 pounds of the edible stuff. So here you go. You got a cooperative that's going, and what they go in is they just take everything. They take all your goods. They don't take your money, and it looks like they're not making arrests. But when they were asked who's going to make the arrest, they say we're referring you to U.S. attorney. And here's the problem. They actually tell the people, we understand state law allows it, but federal law, it's illegal. So these are federal agents operating all over California and Southern California, and they're seizing personal property here, acting as federal agents, because federal agents supersede California state law. Now that is weird. That is weird. I mean, so when you have federal agents roaming around seizing personal property, how do you deal with that? I mean, can you call the local law enforcement? You know, and then the local law enforcement should uphold state law, right? So the local law enforcement upholds state law. Why are not these two guys why are these two groups not at ends here? It's weird. So California voters in 1996 legislated marijuana for medical use, but federal officials have increasingly targeted marijuana storefronts for raids. So what does this mean? To me, this is very meaningful because that means we have sanctioned a federal entity, to just have free reign. It's like the Wild West. You know, on one hand, our state law says, hey, smoke marijuana, you can form cooperatives, we'll even let you rent out space. But then you got this rogue agency that's just going out, oh, who are we going to raid today and just take their hard-earned money? I mean, it's like, don't allow it. Don't allow it if you're going to have federal agents going around and taking property. I mean, and endangering your life, because I'm sure they're coming in guns drawn at times. I mean, I don't know for sure about that one, but you'd assume. I've seen these federal agents, man. For some reason, a lot of these federal agents don't look like cops. They're really okay, my wife ran into one, and he was heavily tattooed up. He had a gun on his side, his hip. He kind of looked. She said she looked military, and they were in unmarked cars. So, okay, I'm sorry, guys. Hey, okay, I just want to get through like 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes talking about different subjects, and then I'm going to go to Q&A. So, anyways, we're just talking about local news in my papers, and then I'm going to be done here in about 5 minutes. Here's what's going on. That's a lot in our newspapers, local newspapers, is San Bernardino. We're having a meltdown in San Bernardino. San Bernardino, for you guys that don't know, is what South Central used to be. And there's 2 things that are going on. Right now, they're on course for a bankruptcy. And number 2, they're forming an association to look at eminent domain for mortgages. So let's talk about the mortgages first. So many people are underwater on the mortgages in my area, Inland Empire, 3 million people here in Southern California. Cities are looking at using eminent domain to actually take ownership of the mortgages themselves to prevent foreclosures. So, I mean, this is definitely a leftist approach, but at the same token, you know, it's a little bit too late. I wish they did this like 4 years ago when I was losing my house. How is that fair? You know, how is it fair for a city to come in and stop the foreclosure process for people now while they didn't do anything the last five years? It's to me, it just seems it's a little bit unfair. And I don't know what to do about the foreclosure process. Anyways, that's my thoughts. Anyway, and the other thing with the bankruptcy situation, in San Bernardino, the main thing that's causing these things are these pension benefits. These guys have the city, municipal, state employees have benefits that are just unbelievable, unmatched in the private sector. But they're running a $45 million budget deficit in San Bernardino every year. There's no way they're going to be able to get out of this without declaring bankruptcy. And they're gonna file something called a fiscal emergency that'll allow them to get rid of like a 60-day mediation. But what's happening is all of these employees are now starting to retire. So they've had mass retirings, like 25 people in the last month, because they're trying to get out of the system. They're trying to get into that pension system. Once you get into the pension system, man, you retire at 50 for the state. I don't know what it is for the city, and then you can keep working. So, you know, just like how in on the East Coast, they had that scam where police officers were working like 60, 80 hours a week for the last year of their careers, and then they were getting $200,000, $250,000 pension benefits. You know, similar scams happen here in Southern California. Okay, so let's go here. Probably the last one is the pension plague. And I've actually talked to people. California pensions. This is going to have major ramifications in this state. Over the next 3 decades, you're looking at 150 to 200 billion deficits. We're not talking millions, we're talking billions when you come to the state. And here's what's happened. It's all based upon this 7.5% annual return. You know, of course, the state, the legislature, voted in that they would receive these really nice pension benefits for the state, and they're only getting a 1% return with what's happening in the economy. So what does that mean? That means we're going to have major budget shortfalls. In a nutshell, and this will be the last thing I touch on here in California, is all these baby boomers that are retiring from the state, they're going to bankrupt our state because, I mean, you're talking about billions. You're talking about like 50 to 100 billion that is going to be hitting state budgets, and there's just no way to pay for it. So I've talked with a few state employees, and their pension contributions have gone from like $400 to like $900. So they're going to hit the employees of the state, but they're going to start hitting the actual citizens of the state, and it's just something has to give. They're going to have to raise their retirement age. They're going to have to crawl back the amount of benefits. Right now, with the state of the economy, in the coming years, the people that are really making out right now are if you are a state worker with a nice pension, because they're taking the longest to take their money. If you have a business that's relying upon the economy, you've been hit. So anyways, there you go. That's it. That is my little wannabe economic report on just some news that I've been talking about. Now we're going to de-evolve into a Q&A, and I'm going to take a look at your comments, guys, and I'll look at them live now. So, but I'm seeing them all. I just know for this to be a watchable video later, I have to go into like a 10-minute rant or a 5-minute rant just so I can. I don't even know if I'm going to include the Q&A when this becomes a recorded video, because what happens is people get bored with it. So that little rant I went on is probably good for like 7 to 8 minutes of video that I can edit this live stream down and put that on my channel, so that could be a video. Not that you guys really care, but that's just a little technical aspect. Okay, housing should be free. Everyone should be given a couple of acres of land to grow their food. Okay, Giant Green Buddy. I actually agree with Giant Green Buddy on that. I think everybody should be allowed to live in America for free. I don't believe in the distribution of land in the way we currently have it, though it's what people want. You know, people want the single-family home, the white picket fence, and they want the 30-year mortgage. So you got to give them what you want. But here's what I believe. I think why can't we have large property co-op ownership, and people do minimal housing on those tribes or co-op land units, and they work together in small communities, sustainable living, and then boom, you're living for free. Similar to like Native Americans. Native Americans, they didn't have to pay for the land they lived in. They just had to fight for it. So in a similar way, why can't we evolve to a society where we have portions of the land laid out for people that want to live in tiny homes, sustainable homes? You can kind of do it already if you have a small mobile home. If you live out of an RV, you know, if you live in a tiny home on a private property like what I do, there's ways to live mortgage-free, rent-free. It's not mainstream. And I think when it's mainstream, I think there are ways to do it besides the hippie commune. But imagine the productivity of, what are we, 300-something million Americans without having to worry about rent. That's like one of the major aspects of our economy. People think China gets all the money from our economy. No, most of it goes to real estate, guys. Most of our productivity goes to the place you hang your head at. It's rent, it's mortgage, it's insurance, it's utilities, it's all that. And you know, we have the technology today to get rid of all that. I mean, solar energy, sustainable living, you know, build your own well. I mean, we have the technology now where you don't have to be tied to the grid. So, are you serious? Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Someone told me I had a spider in my shirt. Too much money here in real estate, especially Virginia, but it's all based, the reason money is in real estate, it's all based upon government incentives for taxes. People are forced to buy real estate because they feel they have to for tax reasons, and because of the leverage involved, the huge amount of leverage involved. Natives migrate in winter too, and there are things to harvest in the south. Earth was their law. I agree. And I don't see a problem with it. Now we're getting the Q&A section. I don't see the problem with living a Native American type lifestyle, but with technology, especially if the climate is allowable to do that. Dude, my favorite place to live is in a tent. I have no problem living in a tent as long as the climate is fine. Can you imagine living in a big yurt or a big tent and migrating to just the climates that are good for you, well, I could actually do that. The only thing that prevents me from doing things like that is the fact that my kids are in the school system. My wife isn't kosher to the idea. But I could actually get a truck with a little camper, and I could migrate to wherever I want to. I'm already kind of migrating. I'm in Encinitas, North County, San Diego. You know, during the fall, spring, and summer now, I have a place out there that I'm building a business. And in the wintertime, I like to be, you know, out in Palm Springs. I like to be out in the desert areas, 29 Palms and stuff. So, you know, you can kind of do it if you have a mobile income source. I mean, that would probably be the main thing. Is what ties us to our areas is a lot of times it's our jobs. You know, it seems jobs seem to really be the big issue. Is, you know, the need for the job. But I'm just telling you, if you're able to reduce your income where you didn't have to pay rent, you didn't have to pay mortgage, then maybe you don't need that type of job. Maybe you could take a reduction in your income and have a job that's more mobile, maybe like an artisan, or like you know, someone that, you know, you sell things, you know, kind of like those guys that sell stuff at the open air markets, more like that stuff. Okay, let's go down a little bit. G4T, lighten up on the number of videos you produce. My screen is filling up. Can't see other videos from others. You don't have my episodes. Yeah, trust me, dude. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, man, for that. I'm gonna lighten up on the videos. I'm probably gonna do one every couple days, but I appreciate that. You do like 5 minutes Q&A after each article. Oh, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Now I've got to write that down. Oh, sorry, guys. I got to write that down. So here's what we'll do. We'll do live stream, and then we'll do story. 5 minute Q&A. Thank you so much for that, man. That's a fantastic idea. That's a fantastic idea. You guys are so damn smart. Okay, since I'm not getting that many comments, I'm just going to go down. Okay, DJ Grooveline, what are you asking? Have you ever talked to Reg? Dude, I did talk to Reginald when he first got started, and he was in Alaska. He was wearing glasses. He was real nervous in front of the camera, and I actually talked to him. I think it was via Skype, or maybe just in the comment section. And I just encouraged him. I said, "Man, keep doing it. You're gonna do great. You're good. You're college educated. You need your voice and stuff." And I don't even know if he'll acknowledge that or he'll even remember that. But you know, I was there when DemCAD first got started, so you know, I got nothing negative to say about him. I'm just, you know, he has a niche that I'm not really in, and you know, he's doing great. Well, glad last night I thought California collapsed. No, what happened is last night Google servers collapsed. They are allowing this live stream to go out to a larger audience of YouTubers, and so many people were trying to get on live stream last night that it did crash Google servers. I actually had trouble watching videos on YouTube. I had trouble getting into my Yahoo Mail account, so I don't know what happened, but Google had a major meltdown last night. You don't see that very often. New life in the Philippines, DJ Grooveline, is Ewalcad. He's the guy that, I'm sorry, New Life, but he kind of used to be a troll, you know, and he would really like rag on me, probably rag on you, and now he's kind of reinvented himself. He's been to the Philippines. He's actually kind of turned into like a cool dude. So housing should be free. Everyone should be doing a couple. Okay, there you go. So I addressed that question. Okay. Any other questions that we got? Q&A. And we'll, okay. George's life changed when he quit cocaine and stopped hanging out with Charleston. Why is government planning to terminate us? Okay. Government is planning to terminate us. George for title has all the answers. DemCAD. Depends on how many people you are subscribed to. Some days I don't even see G4T in my feed. Some people will do this, George, for sure. They will have to. People like to have big house because they have big egos. This, unfortunately, is where people are mentally. Hopefully things will change. Okay, here's what I think about. Now we're getting into weird stuff. Here's what I think about when I ride my bike in North County, San Diego, Dana Point, San Clemente, Balboa Beach. And what I do is I actively look at the people in really nice homes. I actively look at the people that live in really bad homes. I just look at people. And just because you have a big home doesn't necessarily mean you're happy or you're in shape or you're a well-rounded individual. It just means you have money. That doesn't mean anything to the state of your happiness. And I know, because I ride my bike and I'll see them get their paper and I'll say hi, and they don't, oftentimes they're not any happier, per se, than people in a middle-class neighborhood or lower-class neighborhood. They just have nicer things. Your happiness quotient doesn't necessarily go up when you have an $800,000, $900,000 home. Okay. Housing boom in certain parts of Arizona right now. I'm going to upload a short video of it all later. Okay, cool, man. Well, I'll check it out. I'm actually hearing housing rebound in other parts of the country. It's starting to rebound a little bit. Is it sustainable? I don't know. It looks like we've had some pent-up demand for people. I mean, the people that are buying these homes, they're not like new people that are working because of the economy. These are established people that are nurses. They work in the medical community. They're retired, because I've actually found out when you're retired, you're actually, I talked to a mortgage broker, you're able to use, I think it's like 200% of your income, because it's non-taxable or something. Anyways, there's loan programs for people that are retired, for the baby boomers, that are encouraging them to buy homes. So there's a couple factors playing in. Pent-up demand, house prices have dropped a lot in the country, but I don't think we're seeing that organic new home buyer where it's the family that's working a job, both of them are working, and they're buying a home because they're happy because the economy is doing so well. So you may be getting a boom, but it's not. I don't believe it's anything that can be sustained, because the boom will come when everybody's working and everybody has that extra money, and that's just not there. You're just seeing a backlash of pent-up demand, and that's just my feeling. I don't really have anything to substantiate that except my own gut. Okay, is Man of Truth still on here? Man of Truth is still posting videos. He quit for a while. I talked to Man of Truth. He's hanging out in Utah. You know, he's just going through his own stuff. But I appreciate him putting videos. You know, for some reason he says he's having trouble with Google, and that he doesn't really make that much money online. Not that I do either, but he hasn't tricked it out to the point where it's really worth his time. So that's one of the reasons why you'll see people stop posting videos, is because they just get burnt out on it, and they're really not making any money, and it's just depressing getting a $50 Google AdSense check. Well, me on the other hand, criticizing for all you will, I've always said to myself, let's try to figure out a way to monetize the YouTube work as much as possible, without being totally a sellout. So right now, I think the way I'm going to be monetizing it primarily, besides just the advertising stuff, is I'm going to take everything I know about YouTube and I'm selling it to local businesses. So we got 2 clients right now. I'm going to go shoot videos for them next week. So, I mean, it's kind of selling that expertise in YouTube, So that's, I'm always just trying to figure out a way to earn a little bit extra income so I can go to the beach with my family, take some vacations, have a good time, instead of just staying here at home. Because, I got a pretty stable situation here. Got plenty of food in the fridge. I bike. I'm taking care of my health. But it's nice to take vacations and stuff and have a good time. I mean, we're going to be taking a Disney vacation. We're taking a Disney cruise in November. Before I couldn't afford that type of stuff. And I'd like to get, Disneyland passes. I'd like to take my kids to the beach more. I'd like to go on road trips, go visit some national parks here. Weston asked how many people are watching this broadcast. That's really weird. I'm not really sure, but maybe like 30 or 40 people only. So, it's no big deal. Hey, imitator, I'm gonna block you if you keep saying comments like that, okay? Because you're just encouraging other people. Housing boom in certain parts of Arizona right now. I'm gonna upload. Okay, Chris, the women in the Philippines are amazing. I wouldn't take an American girl. They made me very passionate, romantic lovers. Oh, people with big houses are plugged into the government system. Many times, Weston's correct. Many times, people with big houses oftentimes are plugged into. I mean, I got friends that are not affected at all by this. The only way they're affected is a little bit of fear, and they see all the budget cuts, and they're just a little bit worried. But you know, they're not scaling back their trips to Santa Barbara. They're eating out every night, dropping 50, 60, 70 bucks dinner. They're not dropping the toys. I mean, these are people that work for the school districts that, you know, are high up admin, people that are managers at the state, but they're starting to be hit now. But it's like they're complaining, and I'm like, dude, it's like you're way late. It hit the private sector like 4 or 5 years ago. Do you surf? Even bodyboarding is surfing for us old guys. Ha ha ha. Over 30. Rio. Here's what I enjoy with the ocean. First, you guys understand the California water is very cold, especially compared to the Caribbean. So you don't got that. Many people in California just don't go in the water because it's too cold. I personally like it. I like the coldness. I think it makes me feel healthier. And what I enjoy doing during the summertime is just going out there body surfing. I don't really body surf. What I do is I run up and down the beach, break a sweat, and then I jump in the water. And I just kind of play in the waves. I just like I like that 0G feeling. You know, just kind of like floating and being moved around. It just kind of stretches out my body, and I just swim in the waves. That's what I enjoy. It's taken me a while to realize, you know, I just kept asking myself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do when I'm here? Do I want to body surf? Do I want to surf? Do I want to do all that? And I go, no. What I enjoy doing is just laying around, jumping up and down, playing around. So it's just your personal preference. But there's plenty of older dudes that are surfers, man. I mean, I'm always saying hi to some dude that looks like he's 40 or 50, you know, riding a longboard, and they're screaming out there, yelling. I mean, they're acting like little kids, man. They're just having a good old time, and I enjoy just watching them. You know, I don't need to do it. Why is there so much corruption in government? Please, Desert, stop with the wide open philosophical questions, man. How can I answer that one? It's where the power and the money are. Just uploading news clips, man. You make $8,000 to $10,000 a month doing that. If clips go viral with AdSense, just upload news clips. Oh. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the blurry picture. Right now, this is the best I can do with the video. I'm gonna see if maybe I should try that right now since we're doing Q&A. I'm gonna hang out for like 20 more minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna let you go. But maybe I can try that right now. I'm trying to hook up my camera to this thing, see if that makes a difference. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Oh, just bought a new camera with a little flexible tripod. This thing actually comes in handy when you're out and about and you're filming. You can hook this to a pole, and you can have a little tripod for your camera. Yeah, that picture, I'm actually 27 in that picture. Let's see if this works. I don't think it will, but let's just see if it does. Okay, I'm going to go to Google Hangouts. They have a settings function where you can look at the mic and see if you can change it. Nope, it's not picking up my camera. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, I don't know. There's people with high definition streams, and I haven't figured that out. I got to do research. You know, just like it's like web design or something, man. You got to like every time you want to do something new on video, there's a lag time because you got to research and find out how the hell to do it. I guess it's not that easy doing video. That's why a lot of people. You guys understand. You guys understand. Snow? No. I don't really love snow. I mean, I can understand it. I like looking at pictures of it, but I don't really like snow. I'm not used to it. I've never grown up with the 4 seasons, so it's not just what I'm used to. It just makes me uncomfortable because my blood's so thin. So, you know, when I'm at the East Coast, or when I'm, you know, in the Midwest and it starts to get too cold, even with all the clothes on, I just find myself shivering uncontrollably. I mean, it would take me probably a year or 2 to get accustomed to it. So when your blood's real thin and you live in the South, or you live here in California, it's hard to readjust. That's come if you're not here, don't come here, because then it's hard to go back. Lake Michigan is cold as heck, and it's always funny when Dunes Patrol tells you to stay out of the water because it's so dirty. Where's your bike? My bike is right outside the door, dude. Some previous videos that you have alternative place in the Philippines. Do you have alternative passports other than U.S. passports to give you and your family more leeway if necessary? Actually, you got to be careful with sharing that information about passports and alternate IDs and all that stuff, because you can actually get into trouble. So let's just put it this way. I would recommend that if you have a U.S. passport, you're good. You can go to the Philippines and you can stay, and you're not going to have that many problems. We actually have a house in the Philippines, 2-story, 5-master bedroom home with like 4 or 5 maids there that my entire family keeps. It's like right next to the beach. But you don't need that to go to the Philippines. You can easily go to Southeast Asia. I'd probably go to Thailand if I was, you know, didn't have my connections in the Philippines, because there's a lot of Americans there. And you can live for $300, $400 a month rent. For the rent. That's what I'm hearing. So it's not difficult to do. Number one thing is just to go do it. But if I had to go overseas and retire, I don't know if I go to the Philippines anymore because I've been there so much. I'd probably start looking at Latin America. I've heard good things about Guatemala, Lago Atilan. I've heard good things about where else? That's probably where I'd go. Guatemala, maybe Nicaragua, maybe somewhere like that. I'd actually try a bunch of places before I settled, and I probably would never settle on one place. I mean, I'd keep traveling. I mean, if I didn't have my family, or when all my daughters grow up, and my wife wants to do it. So if she doesn't want to do it, I'll do a modified version of that, and I'll just get an RV or a camper, and I'll just kind of travel more in the U.S. I mean, there's people that live out of their RVs, and that's similar to what you're talking about. Okay, in previous video, you have alternative place in the Philippines. George, I used to be jealous of you American guys who were married, but not no more. Not after going to the Philippines. I know too much about women over there. Well, good for you, man. I'm glad. I'm glad you found that gal, and you know, if you can make it happen with her, dude, you can build a life and be happy. But just realize if you stay in the Philippines, and you start hanging around with other guys, you can get kind of corrupted a little bit, because a lot of them just never settle down. They just have like 5 or 10 girlfriends, and it can lead you in that direction if you kind of hang out there with the men. Because I'm not saying all the men are dogs, but the ones with money tend to be, because it allows you the opportunity to have a lot of girlfriends. So my experience with Filipino men that have money is that they're kind of like 10 times worse than any of the dog guys out here, because they have the opportunity. So, but you're American, you're coming from a different perspective, and, you know, she'll be loyal to you, dude. Now, if you get over to the U.S., there's probably a 20% chance that she could, you know, go straight, but most Filipino women will make that commitment, hopefully. She has a little bit of a past, though, so you never know. Okay, be honest. Who makes your favorite donuts out there? I've been to Stan's while on trip, but interested in what you think. No help with the answer. Come on, we know you've been. Okay, first of all, donuts. I have not had donuts in like 6 months, bro. Seriously, I used to have a donut like every other day in the morning to go with my coffee. And I just realized how bad it is. But best donuts, Krispy Kremes, dude, by far, man. You go to Krispy Kremes and down like 2 or 3 or 4 of those donuts, and just ask for the fresh. That's the thing people don't understand. They're making them fresh all the time. When you go into a Krispy Kremes, you just want to say, hey, can I get the ones that you just made? And you're in heaven, man, with a glass of milk or a glass of coffee. Besides that, I would go, you know, actually Ralph's, some like a high-end grocery store has good donuts too. You just grab one of those with a cup of coffee, and you're good to go. Now, here's the problem with some of the Asian run donut stores here. You got to be careful because the cleanliness issue. You know, I've been around this stuff. I've grown up with this stuff. And, you know, they do have issues sometimes with roaches and stuff like that, maybe selling you day-old donuts. So that's happened. So, okay. When you're alone, do you ever fart and wave the smell up your nose? I do. That's good to know, man. We appreciate that, Chris. I think we should only be using the undeniably most modern and efficient technology. If we did, no one would need anything. I actually agree with Giant Green Buddy. I think we're in a situation now with the technological advances, especially that are happening with solar energy. And I want to talk about this on YouTube, but I don't know how to talk about it because so many of you guys are into the collapse and so many of you guys are into peak oil and stuff. I think there's a couple guys I've been listening to on TED that are talking about the coming abundance of energy and the coming abundance of technology. And it actually exists right now. If you can get your situation to a very low expense and you use technology, some of the like what I'm using technology for, you know, making friends online, shooting video, getting minimal expenditure to get the maximum amount of technology, you can actually live a pretty good life on almost nothing in America. The only reason everybody's spending so much money on their livelihood is more social reinforcement and social pressure to kind of show up. But, you know, theoretically, we could have shared housing, we could have co-op housing, we could have shared transportation, co-op transportation. We can have all these things. The technology's not there. It's kind of like we've all created this own grind. Now, if you love your job and you totally love working 40, 50 hours a week, doing your job, and you love the money from it, then, you know, there's no fault in that. But if you're slaving away and you're doing your 40, 50 hours a week and you hate your life, you want to commit suicide, the only reason you're doing it is because all the bills, well then, you know, there are options. You know, and I don't want to get into it because it's really up to your personal preference. People will do whatever they want to do. Snow is a pain in the butt. Ever been up to Butte County, Chico area? Yeah, I've been up to Chico area. That would be a Northern California discussion. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a little break, head to the restroom, grab some food, and I'll probably be back. I'll be back for another half an hour. So, be right back. Okay, guys, good morning. Guten Morgen in German. Wie geht's? Es Ihnen? Any German people in here? I actually picked up some German pretty good when I was I studied in Germany back in college. That was pretty cool. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll go for another half an hour, and then I'm gonna call it quits, at least for now, and we'll see if we can get this live stream thing going. Here's my assignment to you guys. Please, someone figure out how I can have people on the show, because I know below my picture there's a picture of myself. I think I can put up to like 4 or 5 people there, and we can have like ongoing conversations, which would be really, really cool. I think I got to put headphones on though. So let me know. Please let me know. Okay, let's see what we're talking about here. Okay, Chico area. Do you guys want me to comment on Northern versus Southern California? It's like 2 different countries. It's not the same thing at all. So, I mean, Northern California is cool, but it's a lot, much more cooler than Southern California. It's like you're dealing with 2 different countries. I used to show my buddy that used to live in Sacramento pictures of the coast down here. And I go, there's something about the coast I like here a little bit better down there. And he goes, oh, I know, it looks like Hawaii. And I guess it does. I haven't even been to really Hawaii, and it kind of looks like it, but it's like the colder version of Hawaii. There you go. It's New Life in Philippines says I'm Filipino, so it's made for warm climate. As I get older, I'm liking warm climate, but if you talk to 70 to 80% of Californians, most of them will say, I like the cold weather. I'm like, what the hell are you doing living here? Everybody here likes it cool. They like it cool. They don't like it cold. But actually, a lot of them like it freezing cold. When it gets, like, when we have a weird weather spell and it gets really cold here, they like it. Like right now, if I wasn't with you guys, I'd probably have the shirt off or the tank top on and riding a bike because it's starting to heat up in here a little bit. Let me turn on the fan. Tell me if you guys are getting too much background noise from that. I'm going to turn on a fan. Is that bothering you guys? Let me know. It's kind of bothering me. You hate the Sacramento fog. Dude, I've been in Sacramento, and that weather is similar to the Inland Empire. It gets pretty warm there. So even the fog that hits Sacramento, imagine the Bay Area. You would be hating the Bay Area, man. Hey, I'm a dog, too. Okay. Guatemala is hell. Yeah, you don't go to Guatemala for the women, but I follow a travel blogger called Hobo Traveler. He's in Guatemala, and it looks pretty cool. Just curious, George, can you speak Tagalog? Can you understand much? Yeah, it used to be good. I mean, I could speak it. I mean, it was better when I was traveling over there. It's just like German, but if you stop speaking a language, you just lose it. If you have silver teeth in a soccer ball, Guatemala is the bomb. Okay, later, George. I'm doing these at night as well. That'd be cool. Okay, man. I'll try to do one tonight. Ralph says only in SoCal. I like your videos on healthy eating ones with your family. Thank you, Weezy. I appreciate it. I'm starting to develop an audience that's into health because I watch a lot of videos by Dan the Man, Life Regenerator, and I'm kind of doing 50% raw foods right now. So it's kind of weird. Those are 2 audiences that are totally opposite. I got this raw foods group of people that are starting to be interested in my healthy living, and then I got a lot of you guys that are kind of into the economy and into freedom and liberty. I don't know. It kind of makes it difficult for me. I mean, one of the best ways you can build a YouTube channel is you hyper-focus on one topic and you keep on that topic. Do not follow my example. I'm like the worst example to follow. But on the other hand, if you told me to stay on one topic, I'd probably stop YouTubing because it'd be so damn boring. So you kind of have to do what you want to do, but just realize you're going to be hit with the views because once you shift directions, like I've been shifting directions, a lot of people are going to leave. A lot of people are going to watch you, and then it's hard making that footprint in a new demographic. My demographic is actually 40, 50, 60-year-old males, 70% males, only like 25, 27% females. For some reason, well, I kind of appeal to my own demographic, my age group, you know, a little bit older than me, though. So I don't know. I don't know what that dynamic is. Okay, I paid a little over $1 US at a donut at Krispy Kreme's in the Philippines. American food is feeling more expensive due to imports. Yeah, Philippines, that's another problem. I don't know if it's that way in other countries, but Philippines is actually kind of expensive. So you got to be careful when you go to the third world. Sometimes you can spend more money than here. The rat race sucks. Chris W40. Hey, New Life, what island are you on here? What city? George 4, urinate. Please, imitator. People, they are introducing finger scanning on my job. That is insane, man. They were doing fingerprint scanning when I was substitute teaching. They were doing that like 10 years ago. So it depends. If you work for the government, expect it. But here's what I don't like about job situations, and probably why I'll never, ever have a job again. I know that's a difficult thing to say. Sounds like a douchebag thing to say, but the stuff they're requiring from you guys when you look for a job is amazing, man. They want your credit scores. They want your work history. I mean, they want every single detail of your life. I'm hearing now that they want Facebook passwords. They want social media passwords. They're asking for ungodly amounts of stuff. I mean, the hoops that they're making you guys jump through to get jobs is just shocking. It's shocking to me. So I don't know. To me, okay, I'm not even gonna talk about that because you know, if you try to live life without a job, yeah, it is gonna be difficult, and you probably face massive poverty. But you know, which cities are safer in California? For me, any city is safe. If you know how to portray yourself and act correctly, every city's safe for me. But in general, areas with higher socioeconomic situations are going to be safer. So, you know, there's a lot of cities that are safe. Probably 70 to 80% of the cities in California I consider very safe, pretty safe. The main thing you got to watch out for with me, I've noticed, is actually like sometimes it's the police. So you got to maintain the way you're dressed. You got to look good, look okay, because you start looking a little scraggly out there walking on the streets and stuff. It's amazing how quickly cops will start harassing you, and then that can go a variety of ways. But I haven't had that many problems on the street. Now, if you're a young lady, it's a totally different situation. You know, you don't want to go out at night walking around on the street and stuff. Do you flip houses because I fix them up? That's cool, man. Northern California is much nicer. Northern California is pretty clean. It's a lot cleaner if you compare it to LA. But if you're comparing Northern California to Orange County, San Diego County, Santa Barbara County, Ventura, you know, I think you'd be hard pressed to argue that Northern California is so much nicer. It's not much nicer. I've grown up in Southern California, but when I go up to Northern California, it just feels different. You guys are more tied into, well, you got your own style, but it's a little bit more, it's just different. Something about Northern California is just different. I mean, you guys got really beautiful areas, Monterey and Big Sur and stuff like that, you know? But I don't know, the people up there are they're just a little bit different. I don't know how it is. Just a little bit different. I can't put my finger on it. Hello, G. I haven't heard you talk about gold and silver. What's your take on their current prices, recent 14-month bear trend for silver? Oh, man, I don't know. My gut feeling is we're going to see, and I have not been following the pricing or anything. I'm just feeling that we're going to hit stagnation in gold and silver. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we're going to stagnate in that area. I don't even understand the huge group that can talk about silver and gold all the time. I mean, how much can you talk about it? It's just like, okay, man, I was into it for a couple years, but it's just like, I'm kind of over it. I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, yeah, I would agree with the 14-month bear trend for silver. I'd agree with that. You know, to me, if you got silver, you got gold, you pile it away, you keep it, and you sell it when you need, major stuff in life, like you need a new car, you need transportation, you need, you need food. It's to me, I wouldn't really pay attention to the price changes. It's more like something you just stick in your drawer, and hopefully you never have to spend it. I mean, that's my attitude with silver and gold, and that's my family's attitude. Is more like you should never sell it. It should be just something that you need for drastic emergencies. But if you do come to a situation where you need to buy an item and you don't have the money, and it's something you don't want to get into debt for, then you should look at it, and the prices are good. You can sell it. I sold a chunk of silver for a pretty big chunk of silver to buy a brand new car, not a brand new car, but buy a used van for my wife. So it's just whatever. You use it, or you don't. Boy, I kind of sound like I was talking about both sides of it. It's there. Is this live stream only for partners? I'm not sure. I know Google had a major meltdown last night, so who knows? They're making it available to a lot of people through a notification bar in their YouTube account. But I don't know if it's something temporary. I don't know if it's something that they're gonna, get rid of, because they had some major problems last night with it. So there's a lot of bugs. But they let it out for some big YouTubers about a month ago, and they didn't seem to have any problems. So now they're letting more and more people on it. I assume that in the next 6 months to a year, everybody will have live stream. It's just gonna be something available for everybody. I mean, it is available on Ustream and Blog TV to everybody, but it'll probably be available to all your YouTube accounts in the next 6 months to a year. And then people are going to use it for different things. People may just keep their monitor open for their dog, or their pet parakeets, or the waves. I mean, it'll be live streaming everything. I don't know how much bandwidth that takes, but I'm sure there'll be some interesting ways people come up with live stream and what they do with it. I just like the interactivity about it, because it just makes me feel like, okay, I'm actually talking to real people. Because sometimes when I do these videos, it gets kind of lonely, because you'll do the videos and you'll be and you're just talking to a camera. That's what a lot of times why I try to do interviews, because it gets lonely doing the videos sometimes. And I primarily do the videos because I enjoy people's company. I like doing videos because of people, so that's why I've been kind of trying to get on live stream, especially if they're going to pay me for it. I'm gonna at least try to attempt to do it. Hey, what's up, George? Did you watch my channel on energy out of air that I found out yesterday? I put it all in one playlist. No, let me bookmark it, man. I'll check it out. Let me see. Okay, I'll check it out, dude. I'll check it out. I'm 46 years old. This is Wheezy. 46 years old. Which they help me control the comments. I'm a 46-year-old female, and I've followed you for years. I just like the healthy eating and family videos. I like that you saw my post. Thanks. Well, the problem is, the healthy eating and family videos are the least viewed of my videos. So I tend to not put too many of those, because most of my audience are men, and they probably could care less about, kids running around and eating healthy. It's not something that applies to them, that they're interested in. The corporations now want your biometric data, and sheeple Americans are giving it to them, so now fingerprinting our kids, sheeple rule, so tyranny will rule us all. Yeah! End of the world. That doesn't sound very positive there, Sim thought. Kind of like stating, that they're going to rule us all, that there's no other biometric ticket and database for future control and containment. Man, you sound so negative. Any idea how people are watching? I don't see any stats. I don't know why they're not putting the stats. I think the reason why they're not putting the stats in is, I don't know. It's probably something to do with server bandwidth, but I can see some stats on Google Hangouts, and you can tell, you know, it says I have 30 logged in viewers watching, but, you know, I don't know. There could be 100 people that aren't logged in that are watching, because if you go to, let's go to YouTube. Here, let's do something cool. I'll show you guys. This is a screen share, so you can actually see what's on my desktop. And let's see, you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. And I'll go over here. Hopefully I don't have any personal information on this thing. And I'll go YouTube, YouTube, YouTube Live. I'll do a Google search. And you can actually see if I'm made it to the front page YouTube Live. And if I have, that's pretty damn cool. Okay, see, Google's running, YouTube Live is running really slow. Here we go. Here's YouTube Live. Okay, so UFC is jumping on this thing. And there I am. Look it. There I am. I'm on the front page of a YouTube Live. Whatever that means, I have no clue. But typically, when you get on the front page of a live sharing program, usually means there's new people that are going to be checking you out. So we may get some people in the comment section. Typically, they're kids, and they don't know what the hell's going on because they're used to tuning into something where there's comedy or something like that. So I'm right here, and I'm assuming if I click on this, it'll take me to my account. Hold on, guys. I got to take a call from my wife really quick. Hey, baby. Good morning. Hey, I love you. Okay. So what's going on? Well, the kids are watching a movie right now. Breakfast. You know, lounging around. It's a lazy summer day. Yeah. Yeah, what time are you coming over? Okay, cool. Oh, well, give her a kiss from me. I want to see her too. Oh. Yeah. Anything you want to donate to the cause. I would go for protein stuff because, oh, and actually some leafy greens. So anything like. I know. We have so much zucchini I've been growing out of my gardens. I mean, I got the entire freezer is full of zucchini. Yeah, wait till the tomatoes start. Wait till the tomatoes start coming in, man, and all the spinach I'm growing and stuff. Forget it. It's gonna be over. I'm sure I'll just find people to give it away to at church. Okay, baby. Okay, love you. Take care. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'll be on for another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to hang up on you guys. And right now, let me see what's happening. Okay. Okay, first of all, did you guys get that screen share, or are you guys on me now? Okay. Cool, man. Front page. G4T. You have to go to work today? No, I never have to go to work. George, your kids are going to have their biometrics taken. Okay, that's it. Okay, so you guys, think we're kind of dying out here a little bit unless you want to talk about any other subjects. Someone told me last night, you're not going to do this live stream because you're going to run out of subjects. Maybe. I'm also in San Diego. It seemed to me a few days ago you had a moment of somber. I'm also San Diego. It seemed to me a few days ago you had a moment of somber, maybe realization what happened. Are you moving through a grieving process? I don't know. That's a real deep question, man, and you need to be a little bit more specific. I don't remember the moment you're talking about, but I do have, yes, moments of somber kind of understanding about what's going on. And, you know, I'm changing as well as many of you are changing your point of view, your point of focus. So grieving, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I don't feel like I'm going through a grieving process. More like transition in the way I think about things. I can only afford cancer food right now. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, people, some of you guys' statements, I'm just noticing you're just creating your own reality by making the statement itself. I mean, by saying you can only afford cancer foods, you're creating your own reality. I mean, you're basically reinforcing it. I mean, even if you couldn't afford healthy foods, you should just say, I'm going to try. Because healthy foods aren't that expensive. You just got to, like, I'm not going to get on the preach box, whatever. I mean, I just eat simple. I eat simply. But I eat bad food too, guys. I mean, I'll eat bad food sometimes. I mean, I'm no health nut. But I'll go 3 or 4 days and I'll eat all healthy food, but then I'll be bad and I'll have something bad, you know. I think I don't understand quite yet how the raw foodists get. I still believe you need your proteins and fats. So I don't get that. I don't know if I can really go hardcore raw foodist because I still believe in protein. I still believe in fat intake. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Okay, guys. So anyways, any last questions before we kind of say sayonara here? And I appreciate you guys getting on the chat, talking. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I be doing more of these, or is this kind of like, is there a novelty aspect, and should I make it more like a prepared show? I mean, what do you guys think? Oh, and here's an assignment. Please help me figure out if you guys, maybe we could figure out how people could be on the show. You know? I think you have to be invited. You have to invite yourself to my Google Circle. What's the tone you want on your program? Light, fluffy, entertaining? I don't know. I would like it conversational style. You know, I mean, what I would enjoy is just talking to people, and I don't mind talking about economic issues. I don't mind talking about, you know, sustainability issues, frugal issues, health issues. I mean, it's all the shit that I'm interested in that I'd like to talk about. So any other topics people could bring up that I find fascinating. Okay, so Rio, you want more of these? Fossil arts, anybody got anything? Okay, DemCat has to add to your Google plans to get on the show. Seems like a lot of people need to talk to DemCat. I would love to talk to DemCat. Maybe we could argue about some things, and that might be kind of interesting. Go ahead, if anybody wants to contact DemCat, or I know Greg Marino, he's a YouTuber. Tell him if you guys can. And anybody out there that you guys would like to see on the show, and I'm going to try to start doing these, and maybe we could have conversations, arguments back and forth. Maybe it might actually be kind of interesting. I'd love to get in the room. I'd love to get in the room with like a Vision Victory, a DemCat, Krabby Dog Tricks, Greg Marino, any of these guys. Maybe not Krabby, I don't know. Some of this is not too serious. And then maybe just kind of go over stuff back and forth, you know. Yes, put up the topic, George, and then we can get more questions. George, we like entertainment. YouTube can't handle DemCat and George in the same place. You guys are funny. That's weird. Google does draw a lot of relations between me and DemCat for some reason, even though we're not totally we don't really talk about the same stuff anymore. They seem to draw us in together. I seem to get drawn into DemCAD, Crappy Dog Tricks, Vision Victory, Man of Truth, Vision Morning Mayan, DJ Grooveline, and sometimes Life the Dan the Man, Life Regenerator. Some of my health videos are tying me into him. I think Google does that well. I think that's where Google may succeed Facebook, is their ability to draw people together that are somewhat related. Facebook, I did a video on that, how it's the end of the road of Facebook, because people like staying in touch with friends and family, but not. I think the internet was made for something different. I mean, you're in touch with friends and family no matter what. I think the internet, social media, and on the internet was made more like what YouTube is doing. It's kind of drawing us together to other people that have similar thoughts, beliefs, ideas, transformations. Yeah, so I don't know. That's my thoughts. Or maybe some of you guys that don't YouTube, that have a camera on your laptop, we could do. I mean, you guys could join my Google Plus account. It's George Heminger, I believe, on Google Plus. You guys join it. You guys could try your hand at talking. You don't have to. You could take the camera and you could cover the camera, so we just get a black screen. We get your audio. But we could do something like that, or you could just shoot like a blank wall, or put your AK up there or something. Do you get any news? Any news? No, I don't. Don't know what that is. Like several people live at once. Yeah, that'd be actually cool. You could actually do that. You could put several people live at once. So we'll see. I mean, I got an account here. So if Google takes a while and doling this thing out, go ahead and we can use and abuse this account. Just get the word out. But there's only like, yes, I'm still here. If you guys want to get the news out, go ahead. I mean, we'll use and abuse this thing. Best times for me are probably going to be like Monday through Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. That seems to be a good time. Or in the evening around 8 o'clock. So those are the timings, specific time. So if anybody wants to get in on this, it looks like I'm going to loosely start doing this stuff around 10 o'clock a.m. in the a.m. and 8 o'clock in the p.m. But okay, I'll check it out. N-E-N-E News. Oh, so you can't type. Let's try to type a hyperlink text. Let's try to see what happens there. Will YouTube allow that? Let's see if they'll allow that. Oh, yep. They won't allow hypertext links in the several people live. DemCAD doesn't get out of the basement at times. No, he does. I've seen his videos. He's starting to get out and about, go around Michigan. I mean, dude, it's dangerous in Flint, man. You got to be careful while running around with the camera. Okay, guys, food for thought. Everybody have a fantastic day, and do what you got to do. And we will continue on with trudging forward with these YouTube live streaming events, Google, and hopefully we can make them interesting. And I totally screwed up last night. I apologize, guys, for filling in your inbox with these things. But anyways, we'll end it. Peace out. Take care. God bless.